Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Shield.com.
Beaming around the globe from the Sugar Shack studios outside Houston, Texas, USA. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we talk to Crystal Lopez about the Big Bend Open Road Race.
Right.
Plus, we'll have an in-depth review of the 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday show. Let's just get right to it, shall we? We have a guest that's waiting in the wings. Her name is Crystal Lopez, and she is with the Big Bend Open Road Race. Crystal, good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Well, we're doing pretty well, thank you. Crystal, what is your function with the Big Bend Open Road Race?
I'm actually the race coordinator.
The race coordinator. Oh my gosh! So, in other words, you know how to do that. You know how that works. So, you're the person that gets to.
Do.
Yeah, you're the juggler in all of this.
Absolutely.
Well, it's great to have you with us. So, I have never heard of the Big Bend Open Road Race. Tell us what it is.
Okay, so we're a open road race, of course, in Fort Stockton to Sanderson. We race 58 miles from here to Sanderson back. So this is going to be our 26th year. We allow 160 cars with, of course, a wait list of whoever we can get in. We have now started doing it 2 times a year in April and then another one in October. It's just fun, lots of turns, lots of, straights. So the racers enjoy it, and we love having them here.
So where is it held? Is it held on a public street?
Yes, city streets?
It's actually a highway. It's Highway 285. We go through the process with TxDOT and actually get the road closed from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So from that time, starting at 5, we usually get on the road at 5. We make sure that the road is clear and safe for our racers. At 6 o'clock, we completely shut it down. So the road is ours from 6 to 6.
All right. And what kind of cars do you race there?
We race all kinds of cars. We have Corvettes, Porsches, Mustangs. We have diesel trucks. I mean, whatever you can race, you can bring out. We even have some racers that'll break down, turn around, go get their car that they drive on a daily basis, and then come back and race.
Do they race side by side? It's a 2-lane highway, I assume?
It is. It's a 2-lane highway, but they do not race side by side. So we have to let them off in intervals. We start with our unlimited cars, which our unlimited cars go maybe an average of speed of 200 miles an hour.
Oh,
okay.
From Fort Stockton to Sanderson in 22 minutes. Those cars begin with a 3-minute interval off the start line.
And you say...
So in between those... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you say it's 58 miles is the course?
Mm-hmm. 58 from here to Sanderson, and then 58 miles from Sanderson back. So
Okay.
It's a little over 115 miles.
Yeah.
So
round trip.
do you race them all to to Sanderson, park them, and then get everybody going the other direction?
Yeah, reset.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do you is like noon the cutoff time?
Usually, if it is a good race and we don't have any incidents, then by noon, we're already all in Sanderson. Or I say we, our tech crew is the one that follows the racers over there. Then they reset and then they turn around and come back.
Okay.
So this is a timed event.
It is. And so you're trying to beat an off perfect time. So say you're in the touring category, which is what our rookies start in, which is 102 mile an hour. You have a tech speed of up to 124, meaning you can go up to that 124, but you can't brake. So you're trying to make it from Fort Stockton to Sanderson with an off perfect time of 0.00.
Okay, so in other words, let me just use this as an example proudly. I have a 2001 basically stock Corvette, not a Z06 or anything like that. So I start at Fort Stockton, and I run it up to 124 miles an hour, and I set the cruise control. And then I make it to Sanderson, and whatever that time is for my class, then I guess I'm up at the top of the class. Is that correct?
You may finish a little fast going 124. So you're trying to beat your all perfect time at the 110 mile an hour. So you want to average the 110 to make it there at the perfect time.
Does the road have any turns in it?
Well, it's a road course.
It has several, yes.
Well,
It has
turns,
several.
straight, yes.
What class?
Hills, inclines.
I got you. Okay.
What class are you in, and what are you driving in it?
I actually don't race. I am at the start line. I help at the start line completely. I give lots of props to these racers. But I am honestly scared to race.
Well, how did you get started in this?
Who suckered you into this thing?
Well, it began as a part of my job, and then after that, we just kept going. So I've been doing a Big Bend Open Road race, helping and assisting with it since I believe I was 18. This is like my 17th race already.
Wow. All right, so I want to get back to this 124 and 110 thing.
He's thinking about it.
I know, because I want to be competitive, and it's a timed event, so I don't have somebody on my left door handle that I've got to worry about. So and as you said, there's 3 minutes between the cars as they leave the starting line. Okay. And the road does have twists and turns and hill climbs and descents. All right. So 110 is what I'm shooting for. So I probably want to get it up to 124, which is the maximum, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I get it up to 124. All right. So I see a big sweeping right-hand turn. Well, I've got to back it down because I don't feel comfortable doing 124 miles an hour in some
Never
turn.
stopped him before.
Shut up.
Well, I know. Just close your eyes and go.
Yeah, well, that ain't going to happen. Okay, so now I've had to back it down probably to under 100 to make this turn. Now I need to make up the time that I'm losing in this turn, and so I can bring it back up to 124 miles an hour to try to hit that 110 mile an hour
average
mark.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason for the tech speed is you do have turns and straights and stuff that you are going to slow down. So in order not to be disqualified, you can't break the 124 and you cannot go 30 miles underneath your target speed. So your target speed is the 110. So what is that, like 90, 80?
80.
You can't go under 80, and you can't pass the 124 to be disqualified. So you're gonna essentially you would set your cruise control at the 110, but you're right, you do have turns and straights that you want to slow down at or speed up at just to make up your time. So that's the whole reason for
It's still a race in that regard.
It's still a race. Yes, you're still racing. One, you're racing against yourself to see if you get there at the time that you want to get there. And then two, you're racing against all the other people in your category.
Can I take an observer with me?
Yes, you can have a navigator. You can either have a navigator or a co-driver. Your navigator actually helps you keep your time. So we give, during registration, we actually give a course sheet that gives you your calculations. How you figure into your category is up to you. On our website, we have a course calculation sheet that you would go in, you'd input the time or the speed that you're trying to race, and then it gives you where you need to be at what second and what minute, at your timing. So if you are running a little slow, you're trying to catch up so you can make up that time, or if you're running a little fast, then you're wanting to slow down so that you can, make up that time.
So a navigator could be real important.
No, not could be. They are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can imagine.
Yeah, they are very.
Yeah, some people are going to try and do this by themselves.
Because they're going to hold your beer while you're driving.
Somebody's got to hold it when you go into that wide right-hand sweeping turn.
Okay, so
That would allow some beer in the car.
So Don wins his event. Don wins his class. What does he get? Cash, trophy, vacation?
A trophy.
Oh, okay.
I get a trophy.
Okay. So let's go back to Don starting. So he pulls up to the starting line in his Corvette in his class. How do the clocks work? Does it start at 0 and whatever you end up with, or it deducts?
Yes. Well, each time our timing crew actually goes out and sets up some race trees. So when he leaves the start line, it registers him, and then when he crosses the finish line, it registers him. So then our timing crew actually has to come back, figure everybody's time computer-wise, and then we know the results from there.
Okay.
So we don't know results. We don't know who wins until probably a little bit towards the end of our work.
Yeah, because everything's in time rather than a name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't know
Yeah.
because you talked about earlier, you mentioned something about coming across the 0.00 time, and I didn't know if you started out, you should be doing it in 44 minutes and you start losing time, or if you did literally start at 0 to hit that 44, if that's the target.
Yes, so you start at your 0, and then by the time you get there is your time, of course.
Okay.
But of course, each category has its separate, time to get there.
Sure,
So we go
sure.
anywhere from 100 miles an hour to our unlimited. And like I mentioned, our unlimited cars make it there in 20 minutes.
This
So
sort of reminds me like a Pikes Peak almost event where it's timed and twists and curves. Richard Tomlin would be interested in this.
Okay, so I've got another question for you.
okay.
My cheat sheet here from you shows April 24th through the 27th.
Yes.
So you going to have the highway closed for 3 days?
No, we actually only close the highway for that Saturday race. So we begin our week in Sanderson Wednesday and Thursday. We start with registration, and then towards the middle of the morning, we do rookie school. And then throughout registration, we have tech going. So the guys outside are checking the cars, making sure they have the right equipment and everything for the cars. And then practice is also going.
Okay.
So if you're a veteran and you don't have to go to rookie school, then you have all day to practice. You can go out to the practice course and you can practice all day.
Okay, so I have to interrupt here and ask you, what is involved in tech? Will my car pass tech?
Your car would probably pass tech in the touring category. Only exception would be that you would need to add a fire extinguisher.
Okay, well that's
Helmet and all that part of it.
Do we?
So you would, of course, need your racing suit. In a touring category, you can race in jeans, a long sleeve cotton t-shirt, leather top shoes, leather gloves, and then your helmet. Once you go up into your categories is when we require a lot more safety.
Yeah, the faster you go, the more you need.
And
Well,
roll
look,
bar and all
look.
that.
Let's not put the horse before the cart, or the cart before whatever. Let's not do that. I'm just trying to get my 110 mile an hour thing, and I'm trying to make it from
Sounds
here.
like we need to get you down here to race.
certainly does.
Exactly.
It
And,
certainly does.
that's what I was going to ask. You mentioned practice.
But wait a minute, this is leading up to the weekend of the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. So
Well, you just come back.
It is, and actually, we sponsor. We also help sponsor that Hot Rod Tour of Texas. I think this is the second year we're sponsoring. Our race advisor actually wanted to join the Hot Rod Tour of Texas, but it's the same time as our race, so maybe next year.
well, what about the fall race?
Our fall race is the third week of October, so maybe he has time to do some stuff.
And in between time, you could sponsor In Wheel Time to get going on that.
Oh, there we go. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's why we had you here. So we're going to put the sales push on you right now. No, we're not going to
No,
do
we're
that.
not going to do that. But practice. I mean, when you say practice, that's literally just going out on
Driving the road.
Highway 285, and just driving. You still got to drive the speed limits and things. You're just getting familiar with the road.
Well, actually, practice is on a shorter course on Highway 90. So it's a whole completely different highway that we set down for 20-minute intervals. We allow a certain amount of cars to go and race. Then we have to stop and let traffic through, and then we can do another practice.
So
round.
practice really is at speed, not just the local speed.
Yes, just like our rookies, once we take them out to qualify, so they do the rookie class in the morning at 11, and then they go out to qualify in the afternoon. We actually have instructors that sit in the car with the rookies to push them up to the tech speed to make sure that they can handle the speed that they're wanting to go. So if, say in the past, we used to do our rookie class at 125, if they couldn't handle the 125 or they were uncomfortable, we would ask them to drop down the class. Because, of course, safety is number one, so we want to make sure everybody's safe and comfortable when they're racing.
And what did we say the cost was to join to do this?
I average on a rookie with a navigator, we average about $1,200.
$1,200. Okay.
Okay, well, I guess that does me out. But, yeah, there's that. I mean, there may be some special exceptions.
I just bought an $80,000 car, so you're on your own.
Okay, Mars, you're loaning him 80. All I need is 1,200.
Yeah, but I don't have that now. I loaned him the 80.
We could use my $80,000 car to do it. There
Okay,
you go.
so
There you go. What kind of car did you get?
I just bought Michael Wooding's 58 Pontiac
Yeah, Pontiac wagon.
wagon. Yeah. No, I didn't really.
It's a resto mod. It would look good going down that highway, though.
Certainly would.
So, yeah, very cool.
all right.
nice.
I'm thinking this would be so much fun. I'm gonna tell Richard Tomlin about this
Yeah.
Why?
because he's got that little thing he
That
takes
Mazda,
to Mexico and
yeah.
races.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that thing too.
He
That
could
V8 Miata.
Yeah. I've seen. Yeah,
I don't know what kind of class.
I don't want to be in it. I can tell you that.
No. I just want to watch it.
Yeah, but if you're around it, I'm going to make you get in it. Jeff and I are going to tie you down and get you in the car and strap you in.
See, I would
Maybe
probably.
you should go along screaming like a little girl.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You got the guy riding with you that's going to make sure you're qualified. He'd probably, whenever you scream and put your hands over your eyes, he'd probably disqualify you at that point.
Do you have a lot of joined men and women? I mean, team drivers, husbands, wives, things of that nature?
So we have several team drivers, of course. We have husbands and wives. We have single drivers. So we have a variety of everything. It's kind of it's great to see it. Sometimes the husbands and wives, because you see them like bickering at each other
Yeah,
times afterwards.
They're the ones they leave the blinker on. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
All
So
right.
what's the youngest age can be part of this?
So you can navigate at 18, but you can't start racing until you're 21. So you can actually drive until you're 21.
Gotcha.
And we have had several. We do have a father and daughter team, but she's been racing before we changed the rules, of course. She was navigating at 15.
Well, I can see that. That could be a great.
Well,
And she worked her way up, so it's been great.
how far is Fort Stockton from Houston?
About 10 hours, I believe, 9 to 10 hours.
I would say, at least 10.
Yeah, because I mean, it takes a whole day to get it to El Paso, and we're kind of headed that way on I-10.
Okay. When are you headed this way? Maybe you have to make a pit stop for the race.
Well, I'm just thinking in my head, it's going to take a day to get out there, at least, and another day to drive back if my car's still working after this race.
Yeah, but that's the thing I think about this race. It's not like when you go to the drag strip because you're not banging gears. I mean, you got to rev it up there and get up to speed pretty quick, but it's not like you're hammering on it hard.
Well, let me just say this: the car does 1,800 RPM, 1,800 RPM at 70 miles an hour. So it's just
in
kind
high
of
gear.
Yeah,
In sixth gear.
in sixth gear. So I can only imagine, maybe 3,000 RPM at 124 miles an hour. Not even that.
Yeah.
Well, while they're calculating this, do you have any EV
We're drooling.
categories?
EV, what is EV?
Electric
vehicles?
Oh, we did have a couple, or we had one come about maybe last April. He didn't join us back to October because he only made one leg.
Oh, he's still charging.
Yeah, he had to charge again or needed some boost, so he decided not to do the return leg. And I believe the following in October, he didn't want to bring that car back.
Crystal, it's great to talk to you.
How
I'm
fun.
fascinated by this,
Yes.
and we're gonna revisit this again after the April race. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk
That'd be
about
perfect.
Okay, and keep us
And
in.
then hopefully you can join us for October.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. An October run
In West Texas.
in West Texas.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Stay in touch with us if anything changes or you got some extra news you want to tell us. We'll get you on the air. Okay.
Sounds great. Thank you guys for having me.
You
Thank
bet.
you very much. Crystal Lopez with the Big Bend Open Road Race. Yeah, there's that. I don't know what I forgot to ask her. Hey, Crystal, you still with us?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a website you got?
Yes, www.bborr.com.
Okay. All right.
Perfect.
bborr.com. Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let's see. Mars, would you like to do? No, I need to take a break.
There you go.
Okay, so let's take a break, and then after the break, we're going to have Mars' review of the Toyota Grand Highlander. I'm familiar with Highlander. I'm familiar with Toyota, but I'm not familiar with the Grand.
Mars.
Yeah, or Mars. So, quick break now here on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Back after this.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In-Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org.
Well, they caught me off guard there. I really wasn't ready to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream our 3-hour weekly live show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts from your favorite podcast provider. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Mr. Mars, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mars is going to review right now his ride of the week, the Toyota Grand Highlander.
Yes, sir. The 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander Platinum 4-wheel drive hybrid. Now, this is new for 2024. It is the Grand Highlander because it's bigger. It's larger than the Highlander. It comes in 4 trim levels, the XLE, the Limited, the Max Unlimited, and the Max Platinum. Now, the Max is where you're going to find the difference in your drivetrain from the hybrid. We'll get to that in a moment. So this is a mid-size SUV. You get in it, you look at it, you get in it, and you realize this is a big mid-size SUV. It's got a very distinctive front grille on it. It's got LED lighting. That with the lighting, what they've done, it fits the high belt line of this vehicle. It's got a really nice look to it because everything's up high with the narrow beam headlights and tail lights all fit into it really nice and well. Got heated power outside mirrors, got a panoramic sunroof in it so you can get all the outside you want. Hands-free power liftgate, and we were rolling on the optional 20-inch wheels in this top of the trim level vehicle. Now we get down into the interior. You're going to find leather seating. You're going to find the front seats are heated and ventilated. We had the second row captain's chair, so it was heated and ventilated as well. And the third row is 60/40. Now that's where you're going to see the biggest difference in the Grand Highlander because there's more room in that third row. Toyota calls it adult-friendly third row sizing. It has a 12.3-inch touchscreen where you're going to find all your nav controls, your convenience controls, and the controls for the 1200-watt JBL audio system.
Wow. Got
a 12.3-inch digital instrument screen that also has the heads-up display on top of that. It makes a real nice combination. You can see everything on it.
Cool.
And it also has the panoramic view inside the monitor. In the center stack, I wanted to point out, there are 13 cup holders in this vehicle. There are 7 USB-C ports. There's no USB-A. You got to have the little C if you're going to be in this vehicle and you're going to plug anything in. Now, under the hood, we had the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder hybrid, because this is the Max version of this, Max Platinum. The Max Limited has a 2.5 liter hybrid system. It's a little bit smaller hybrid system, a little less horsepower. Ours had a net horsepower of 362 horsepower. Had plenty of juice. It's backed by a 6-speed instead of the CVT that you're going to find in the other version of the hybrid. Also, because this is the larger powertrain on it and it has the 6-speed, it will tow 5,000 pounds. Didn't have the opportunity to try and do that. It'd be interesting to see how well it works, but I believe from what I found driving it, I don't think it would have any kind of a problem doing that. Now, the EPA says you should be looking for about 26 in the city, 27 on the highway. Combined, you should get about 27 on it. I got the whole 26 on it across the board for the week I was driving it because, again, we had to do a lot of research on this vehicle. And I really found that the hybrid...
You're such a liar.
The hybrid gave it a really nice low-end response. As far as you want to get up and go, it'll get up and go. 3 drive modes: Sport, Eco, and Normal. Normally,
is that Eco or Ego?
It could be Ego if you wanted to. If you want your ego to go Eco. But I will say, out on the highway, it was a very pleasant drive. It wasn't real noisy. It wasn't real firm. There was a couple of bumps I hit out on the interstate of something. I'm not sure what it was. That it was rather harsh, but I kind of expected it because of the hit. But as far as just normal road, it wasn't. It was nice. It was a very nice driving. Now, the base model price on this vehicle, the base hybrid trim, is $44,670. The base trim price for the premium that we were driving starts at $58,125.
Wow.
Now, as tested, we had just a little bit, $59,953 MSRP. Looking at the base level, you go across at the new Mazda CX-90, which is their 3-row plug-in hybrid at $39,595 starting. Kia Sorento hybrid, a little bit smaller vehicle, I think, $38,365, but still a midsize. And again, the Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid, again, I think it's a little bit smaller physically, but it's still considered a midsize, $36,950 for the starting point. So the Grand Highlander, if you're a Highlander fan, it's a little bit bigger, got a few more things in it. You really ought to go check that out if you're looking for an EV hybrid Highlander.
It's like the XL in the SUV category. Just added feet onto the back of it, or for the third row?
Yeah.
Yes, they just made it longer, and it's got a lot more room. Inches-wise, I didn't get into those details, but inches-wise, the third row is a lot bigger.
Okay. All right. Very well. Thank you very much, sir. All right. If you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. And be sure to follow us on Facebook. Back in just a couple of minutos here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com.
Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. And podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. Just wanted to throw that out there at you. By the way, there are a couple of recalls to tell you about today. Glass panels may detach on the Nissan Murano for 2024. You don't want that to happen. And on the Kia EV6 and the Niro EV for 23 and 24 model years, loss of drive power from a faulty drive shaft. Oh my God. I guess the drive shaft just comes loose and away she goes. That's all I can think.
Nice.
American Honda Motor Company recalling more than 750,000 U.S. vehicles due to an airbag that may deploy unintentionally during a crash. Front passenger seat weight sensor may crack and short circuit, failing to suppress the airbag as intended, according to NHTSA. Recall includes certain Honda Pilots, Accords, and Civic sedans made between 2020 and 2022, and some Honda CR-V and Passport vehicles manufactured between 2020 and 2021. U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on Monday said human drivers must pay attention at all times after videos emerged of people driving Teslas while wearing what appeared to be Apple's recently released Vision Pro headset.
Yeah, I saw that. Amazing.
Buttigieg responded on X to a video that had more than 24 million views of a Tesla driver who appeared to be gesturing with his hands to manipulate a virtual reality field. Apple's Vision Pro was released last week and blends three-dimensional digital content with a view of the outside world. Apple, which says people should never use it while operating a moving vehicle, did not immediately respond to a request for comment by our dear friends at Automotive News.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? Really? Why would you do something like that?
Because you're that kind of person.
You're that
fool.
kind of person. Yes,
That's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But it's you'd have to be that kind of a person to understand how cool it is.
Somebody that needs
it's like
attention.
looking through a camera, looking through a camera, like a 35 millimeter camera. It's got a whole different perspective on the world.
Yeah.
Kaleidoscope.
I can only imagine. I mean, I'm getting close to that car. I might as well put the brakes on. I've run into the car.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of that kind of a thing.
I wonder if it has little stars and things like that come up on the screen as part of the bang.
After you hit your head, you can see the stars.
I'm sure that there's somebody that could be able to tell us, but we really care, to be honest with you.
You're right.
All right, time now for a quick break. We'll be right back. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is streaming and podcasting. Look for us on your favorite podcast provider.
The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants
no
will
idea
have
where
you
we're
telling
at.
your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Loopy Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Loopy Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Loopy Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Loopy Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Loopy's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggie Land? Head to the Loopy Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Loopy Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.